everyone. Welcome to the next episode of Hair Show, and I'm extremely excited to tell you who is our guest today, Dr. Shailendra ji. Dr. Shailendra ji heads Ayurveda here at Traya. He has solved more than 10,000 hair cases with Ayurveda here at Traya and has more than 15 years of experience practicing Ayurveda here in Mumbai.
Thank you, Saloni ji. It truly has been an interesting journey, and as you mentioned, 10,000 cases. So this is the most interesting part. Practicing Ayurveda, so much focus on only one kind of problem, and using what? The most basic, simple principles. So the most amazing thing I'm fascinated about is that when we brought some simple principles and we decided to stick to that and kind of work on our health problems.
Right. I think before we get into knowing these principles and how Ayurveda is used here at Traya, I would want to point out who should be watching this video. So if you have any hair problems and you're looking to solve these problems naturally or want to know that how can Ayurveda help you solve your hair problems, this is where everything regarding that will be covered.
True, absolutely.
So to begin with, Shailendra ji, what are these principles on which you prescribe or the entire Ayurveda here at Traya is defined on?
The principles are very simple. First of all, the principles are not new. They've always been there. And to describe it in one word, the principle is care. There are only two types of care possible. Like when it comes to solving hair issues, to me it is internal care and external care.
Okay.
Now, a close attention to each care, to both, like the internal or external, with consistency, with regularity is what works, has been working for us.
Wonderful. So, can you explain us a little bit more on what is external care and what happens and what do you mean by
Care for what?
Yeah.
This is really very interesting. If anyone watching this understands the most basic concept that hair, where does hair grow from?
The hair follicle?
Right now, a layman would not know what hair follicles are. Right? So, where does anything grow from? It grows from seeds. Similarly, even hair grows from hair seeds. The care is completely about these hair seeds. Like now, say for example, we know trees of like seeds of fruits, grains, vegetables. Right? Now, when these seeds, they get the right soil, they get the right nourishment, when there is right sunlight, and there is right water, those seeds, they grow, they germinate. The seeds which are ignored, the seeds which are not paid attention to, are the ones which either wither, die, or never see the daylight. Right? So, for me, like the entire hair solution is about taking care of the hair seeds.
Wonderful. I think very good concept and making it super simple.
And yes.
Now, how do we nourish this hair seed? Or take care of this hair seed?
Okay, I think that's an interesting one. So let's first understand, since there are two dimensions, there is internal care and then there is external care for the hair seeds. We'll first look into what external care one would need.
Right.
External care for hair seeds. Okay? For any seed, the soil, the ground, the land is most important. So the first care that we need is of the ground, which is our scalp. हम उसे कहते हैं हमारा सिर, right? जहाँ पे the bend, जो हमारा इसे हम कह सकते हैं hair bend. This is the ground. How many of us really know how to care for the scalp? Right? Now, your scalp and my scalp will be completely different. So, the minute you find out what, and it is very easy to find out whether you have an oily scalp, whether you have a very dry scalp, very sensitive scalp. आपकी sensitivity किन चीजों को लेकर के है. So, first care is that of the scalp. Are you using the right moisture? Are you using the right shampoo? Are you using the right soap? Are you using a lot of chemicals? Right? That's how you don't care. That's how you destroy the scalp. A lot of us have got into using so much of chemicals. The products that we use, how many of us do we really know what chemicals they contain?
Right. And also dandruff. Like there are people who have dandruff forever and don't do anything about it, and they are living with it. So dandruff is one major problem that the scalp would have.
Which need not be a permanent thing.
Absolutely.
Okay? Dandruff, in my experience and observation, 70 to 90% cases is only dryness of the scalp. It's only in a very small percentage where it is a fungal infection or a skin condition. That's a very small
which is also absolutely treatable. Like even that.
So, as I said, like going back, age-old science, the care is not new. India is the only place where we had the concept of putting oil. Right? People belonging to different states, they used that particular oil depending on the environment, the weather there, or the conditions, or that which was the right produce of that soil.
Absolutely.
So first external care is that of the scalp.
Okay.
Then second is that of the roots. Okay. Let us call them hair roots.
Right.
Now, there are some specific things that will deeply nourish the hair roots. Okay. Now, say for example, a certain essential oil can deeply nourish or strengthen or activate the hair roots.
Right.
Like when we use fertilizers,
right.
they are used to activate the growth.
Fair enough.
So the second is working on the hair roots. And third is environmental care. Okay. What do we mean by environmental care? Right. You need to be mindful. What are you exposing, or to what environment is your hair continuously exposed to? Like we live in Mumbai city, and we see a lot of bikers, and like they are all the time they have helmets and their bandanas. Do we realize the kind of heat the scalp is exposed to? The sweat is streaking, and like you do not have control of that. The pollution outside, right, or the dust. So environmental care, while you may not have control over it, but how are you counterbalancing that is very, very important. So I think that's what we did over here, like in the protocols or the regimes that we create. We assess each case, we understand what their scalp is like, what their scalp problems are their roots strong or not strong, and we give them the right essential oil, like the kind of our hair oil is, the most amazing thing is that it is a personalized hair oil. Okay, it's not a generalized hair oil. The personalization takes care of these two parts.
Right.
One is for the need, for the requirement or the condition, we add those specific essential oils which will either help nourish the roots, strengthen the roots, or activate their growth, or take care of the scalp condition.
Right.
Environmental is more suggestive.
Right.
Environmental is also through the shampoos
that
you use.
And we do use a paraben-free, sulfate-free shampoo. And we always tell this to our customers that it is not that a shampoo can help you solve hair fall. It is just a cleansing agent. All you have to do is
Absolutely.
use a mild shampoo, and that's about it.
Not just that, like since we doing a natural show or like an Ayurveda, simple things like using triphala, using rita, using amla, using shikakai,
Right.
powder of that, and this you just need to soak it for some time, and
Use it as a
the water from that is you strain that and just use that water, and that's a natural shampoo for you.
Right. Fantastic. So, Shailendra, before we enter into the other bit, internal care, right? As someone who handles data at Traya, all the consumers that come to us, we ask them one question: what have they done for hair fall in the past?
Right.
And 99% of people say things which fall in external care. That we have used some onion oil, we have used some egg mask, we have they have applied something. And there are very few people who know that internal care is also there.
I will tell you, not just about internal care, you need to understand, even if you're doing all the external care, what percentage of help, what percentage of support it will bring to your hair fall solution. Right? आपको कितने % तक help कर पाएगा? Do you have any idea? आप कितना भी hair care externally कर लें, कितने % तक contribute करेगा? Not more than 25 to 30%.
Wow.
Okay. Now the entire hair care industry
Is focused
is thriving on external care.
True.
Why? You don't know how much of it is chemical based, how much of it is natural, how much of it is customized and suiting each individual's specific need. Because most of them are product promoting. They are not really individual problem solving.
Right.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Absolutely, absolutely. I get it. So now I'm even more excited to understand internal
Yeah.
care because
So the reason
that's
I,
what we can help you.
I wanted to discuss external care first because it's just that much. Internal care is a little, it's not tricky, it's not difficult, it is deep. Okay? Like, so for internal care, to me personally, like, first, for me, food is the first medicine, and then herbs, natural herbs, is the second medicine. Internal care for me is through food and through herbs. I would like to speak about the herbs a little later because they do play a role, but not as important as food.
Right.
But there's something more to this. In internal care, if we have to first broadly put people under certain categories, there are three main categories in which you can first divide people because the food will then change accordingly.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay? So, what are the three categories in which we can put people? The first, according to me, are the one who have weak Agni,
Okay.
weak digestive fire.
Okay.
The word in English that comes close to this is metabolism.
Okay.
So, weak Agni would mean sluggish metabolism.
Okay.
All the conditions which are about sluggish metabolism, slow metabolism, fall under this category. Like, say, for example, hypothyroidism. How many of patients you know, they have hypothyroid and then they have hair issues, PCODs, raised cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, name it. Or even if you do not fall under this category, but somehow you have a weak Agni. Okay?
Shailendra, one question. So, say if I don't have any of these health issues, can I still identify if I have weak agni through my energy and digestion?
So, what are the signs of weak Agni? The sign of weak Agni is not feeling really very hungry, or a lot of times we don't know what real hunger is. You have digestive problems. The feeling of fullness. Okay, like the bloating is the word that comes closer to me. The second word is brain fog. People who have slow Agni or a poor digestive system, they have a brain fog. Like उनको ऐसा लगेगा कि हमेशा वो सुस्ती हैं. They want to procrastinate. Somewhere enthusiasm is missing. They do not feel uplifted, enthusiastic at the time when they need.
I know exactly
so,
what you're saying.
These are the parameters. Like there are other ways to assess weaker Agni, is that weight gain, water retention, through bowel movements, through your hunger and all of that. But these are other signs where you can know that, hey, my Agni is very weak. If you are able to skip meals and you really do not feel very hungry. If you have gas, acidity and other digestive problems, you have weak Agni.
Okay, that's a good way to know. Okay.
So, first was Agni. Agni is our first category.
Right.
The second category for food is undernourished.
Right.
People, because let's say not everyone would have Agni problems.
Right.
There are some where they are really feeling hungry, or their hunger is not a problem, but the nourishment is an issue.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if, like, let's say there are so many for whom the main meals are these so-called pizzas, pastas, or Indian Chinese, samosas, meal, evening, like a lot of us, we have our peak hunger timings in the evening, and the best go-to food is sandwich, samosa. Nothing against any of this. Like, I really relish on sandwiches, samosas. I feel I am one of the best grilled sandwich makers when it comes to that. My question is, do we know what is the nutritional value it holds? Like, if you're very hungry, I give you a small handful of almonds or nuts,
Right.
or I give you a bowl of kurmura.
Right.
Instinctively, as a common sense, which one do you think holds high nutritional value?
Almonds.
Right? Now, if any person has to assess the food that they eat and the nutritional value it has,
Right.
a lot of times, because we have got into a space where tasty food or fast foods, like which are quick,
Right.
somehow their nutritional values is so low.
Right.
It is so unfortunate and sad that for the most famous pav bhaji walas, vada pav walas, you will see people like there, and the vendor who is selling fruits there is like a poor vendor who, like, you wouldn't even buy an apple. Like, we all do this.
Yeah.
Right? What that I'm trying to say is, nourishment plays a very important role. A lot of us, our nourishment is not up to the mark.
Right.
The nutrient absorption is not very, very good.
Right.
So,
I think you said a very good point. There's one thing to not eat healthy food, which means having all those deficiencies. And there's another thing that you are consuming food, but you still have deficiencies because your body is not absorbing.
brilliant, you got it.